Hey guys, Mr. Abyss here with Life as a Shonen. If you're enjoying the content on our channel, go ahead and like our video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to go ahead and get updates whenever we put out a new video, go ahead and click that little bell down there as well. Enjoy! Hey guys, how y'all doing this week? It's been quite a while since I've made a video, but One Piece has been so good during the Wano arc that I just can't ignore it anymore. Let's go ahead and get this started. If you're wondering why I'm kind of whispering, my roommates are asleep. I do not want to disturb them, so here we go. You know, normally I'm loud enough in videos anyway, so this probably isn't that bad. We start off, this week's issue is issue 948, titled Kawamatsu the Kappa Appears. And I will go ahead and say that Kawamatsu is 100% the reason why I'm doing this review. He's easily the greatest character in all of One Piece, but hey, we got a few pages before we even deal with that. Let's go ahead and get the chapter started. The first panel shows us a map of Udon, which we've seen before, just showing us, reminding us where we are in Wano right now. We're in the prison, or last we left, we were dealing with Luffy, having to fight the soldiers, getting excited about the prospect of, getting a chance to train. So Luffy's fighting a couple of the guys, and he's trying to remember and picture in his head what exactly he did last time. He was able to use the technique once. Old Man Hyo noticed it, told Luffy to remember that feeling, and Luffy, after fighting a few of these guys, is excited at the prospect of having enough people, or enough opponents, that he can actually practice this out on. I do like what Oda's doing here. When the arc was first going on and Luffy got in the prison, you kind of realized it was going to be a training arc. I thought it was a little weird, or I thought it could be a little weird if Oda didn't handle it correctly. Right before he got to this jail, it was set up that Luffy got one-shotted by Kaido. Like, he was not even a thing. There was no point in Luffy even trying to do this. How much can Luffy really do in this short of amount of time? But he's been undergoing some pretty hefty training here. And it's in hockey, so you can get away with, as long as you learn the technique, it really doesn't matter how much time you took to do it. One of the jailers asked the head jailer if they should, start attacking the prisoners inside of the jail, because a lot of them have escaped. They get this under control if anything's ever going to get back to normal in this prison. But the head jailer doesn't seem worried at all. In fact, he orders the prisoners, other than Luffy, to subdue Luffy. And at first, Luffy's, they would never do this. I'm standing up to them, they love me. I mean, Luffy's practically famous right now. But to his dismay, all the other prisoners do tackle him and start to hold him down. And Luffy, he's not going to hurt these people. Most of them are innocent anyways. As they're holding him down, they're even thinking in their heads about how this whole thing brought a smile to their faces. Seeing Luffy do this, someone finally stand up to Kaido and his men. Because for them, the Shogun's not the problem. If they weren't in jail, I'm pretty sure with the forces that they have and they're about to gain in Kawamatsu, they can probably take the Shogun's forces. Especially if the samurai that's the dog of Orochi isn't actually on his side. I mean, it's over. But without Kaido, there's not too much they can do here. Which is kind of cool. It's the first time in a while in One Piece, or I guess ever, that we've been in a country where, other than the one guy, that's in our way, the big, huge Yonko, don't forget about him, but had the Straw Hats happen upon this place and Kaido didn't own it, they could pretty much take over the nation, or at least go to war with Wano, which is a lot to say. If the world government won't invade because of the power of Wano, I really don't see them having too crazy of a time. I mean, it's going to be hard, but you know what I mean. And they're even, lamenting, I guess, a little in their heads that, if it just was for Kaido. They fought to avenge the death of Lord Oden, but Kaido was the one that stopped them. There was nothing they can do. They were beaten, broken, and they lost their friends and family, and the sight of Lord Yasuo's execution reminded them of that feeling and that despair that it brought back. They do have a really good point here where they're talking to Luffy, and they remind him that he's just a foreign outsider. All these things you're doing, this bucking up to Kaido is cool, but you can leave this place anytime you want. You're an outsider. This is not your home. You don't have to be here after what you do is over. If you don't beat Kaido, it's going to be hell for everyone that's left. I don't remember Lord Daifugo, but he's kind of cool. His upper body looks like Jack. Oh, his hair's in the shape of a scorpion. I get it. He starts firing bullets at them. They're called plague bullets. It's kind of an interesting thing. Queen has all these weapons that are infected with deadly viruses. Which, as Queen the Plague, did they ever give him that name officially? I don't know. I probably should, but I don't. Let's continue on. Now, As Luffy's struggling with the people holding him, they're not letting go. The man's about to fire one of the bullets at him when you hear a loud laughing. Yes, it's about to get good. He's here now. The man you've all been waiting for. The laugh rings out. Ka-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. Of course it's him, dude. Of course it is. And the voice screams, "Oi, tell them, young Straw Hat, that they still have hope. That they have one more chance." And Luffy's like, "You know what, you're right. There's supposed to be someone." And the voice continues on. As the voice continues on, Chopper is looking over there and they're like, "What? That laugh?" And the people in the jail realize, the jailers themselves realize, wait a second. That's coming from that cell that we haven't opened in 13 years. And the doors are smashed. They even comment that they remember that they thought it held some fearsome beast. And I like what Oda does here. Because remember when they built up Kaido saying that nothing could kill him? Well, Kawamatsu's pretty ridiculous. They gave him food that they had, or fish that they collected from the runoff of the factories. So these are just like cancer fish. It's radioactive, nasty, whatever the stuff is that Kaido's doing, it's that kind of fish. And that was just Kaido's plan to execute him, was to give him food every day so it would poison him and he would die. But Kawamatsu is not that easy to take out. It is revealed then that the man inside of the prison, which we all knew was probably going to be him, is Kawamatsu, one of the 9 red sheaths. And he's still saying, laughing, ka-pa-pa-pa-pa, and he's asking for his cuffs to be released. The people are freaking out because they thought the 9 scabbards were all dead. Kawamatsu notices Kiku. Kiku's also one of the 9 scabbards. Well, you also get an interesting reveal about Kiku later. The guards realize he still has his cuffs on, which I didn't notice before. You can actually see them shaded in behind him. They decide, let's go ahead and take his head before he has a chance to get his sword, to get his bearings, and really get out of the prison. But there is one thing that Oda's doing through this entire thing. He has not shown Kawamatsu yet. Kawamatsu's completely in silhouette. And even the next panel, you see his eyes glint and a sparkle, but he's still in silhouette. So you know Oda. If you're thinking it's going to be anything else and you haven't read the chapter, you know Oda. It's not going to be your traditional cool ninja. You know it's not. Just accept that. And right after you see the glint from Kawamatsu, Raizo jumps out of the second floor, seemingly gotten what he was in there to get. Now, a bunch of the guards that were going to attack Kawamatsu get hit by needles, or what they think are needles. They're the fish bones of the fish that Kawamatsu has been eating. At that moment, Raizu's still flying through the sky. He throws Kawamatsu his handcuffs, keys, and his sword. Alright, now, Kawamatsu has a badass entry. So he slowly says and picks up the key, just in time, Raizo. It's been too long, my beloved blade. And we get the name of it, Soto Muso. It means the outer thigh propping twist down. Oh, it's a sumo move. That's pretty cool. It doesn't say if it's ranked or anything, but at least we know it's named. He asked the other jailers, do they even like sumo? So the whole thing they're doing with Kawamatsu is the sumo master. I had to look up we'll talk about that later. And just like that, dude, Kawamatsu uses this attack that blows a bunch of Kaido's crew away. I mean, there's some flying across the plaza. And Raizo's laughing, and he tells them that if you take them too lightly, y'all are going to lose. His strength hasn't waned at all. And the people in there start to recognize this Kawamatsu just from his technique. And he starts saying more cool stuff, like swimming even the torrents of the great rivers, such as the fierce Kappa style. So that's his sword style, the Kappa style. And he just blows through about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 of Kaido's men. And as he lands, after he blows through them, he says, I had heard poisonous fish were delicious, but I was wrong. My organs are groaning. But I have nevertheless lived out 13 years. When I think of the disgrace my lord suffered, all hardship seems a bit of a spring breeze. I have waited long for you. Kawamatsu's the best, dude. So he's this fat little Kappa turtle. I guess they're turtles. I had to look it up. They look like turtles with hair. So he's got this long, I'm guessing it's going to be blonde or orange hair. He's got the turtle face. I don't know if he has a shell, though, but he's this little tiny guy. He has the webbed hands and everything. He is awesome. I thought he was a bird at first. But Kawamatsu, easily my favorite character in Wano right now. Probably right in front of what we find out Kiku is in a minute. So the jailers start freaking out once they realize Kawamatsu's out, and the scabbards are here, and there's way more of them assembled than they ever thought. And before they can continue with everything, Kawamatsu burps for a moment. His mouth fills up and he has to throw up very, very heavily because he has been eating nasty fish for about 13 years, but it took this long to, really hit him after he got moving again and really got it digested. The head jailer with the crazy, I didn't notice this earlier, I forgot he was the one with the elephant in his chest. It's very awkward looking. It does not look comfortable at all. He didn't seem to be losing his mind, but before the jailer can attack Luffy or even get to anyone, the swordsman stands in front of Luffy. It's Raizo and it's Kiku. And the people in there are freaking out, wondering who is this large woman. And Hyogoro looks at them and he's like, "Oh, go, dude, Kiku and Raizo?" And they're both looking at him and wondering who it is for a second, but then they realize it's Hyogoro. Then Hyogoro looks up and says, "Reveal your identities, friends. Men whose spirits have been broken. Warriors beaten into submission cannot be heartened from behind a disguise." Because Raizo has a disguise on, and the tall swordsman has a disguise on. You get this awesome, huge panel where it's Luffy, Hyogoro, I guess that's Kiku, that's, it is Kiku. But that's Raizo, and then you have Kawamatsu over there. He just says, "Kappa. We must first win their trust." So this is going to be a badass. I mean, we're on hiatus. I'll let you know next week. But the next chapter, when all these guys go off, because Hyogoro has a sword now. Luffy's trying his hockey out. Kawamatsu's a badass. Kiku's awesome. Oh yeah, speaking of Kiku. So the men in there recognize the mask. Because Kiku does not take his mask off. Yes, I said his. Kiku is not a girl. Chopper realizes that it's a man, but she says she's a woman at heart, so I'm going to refer to her as a woman. She has a cool Oni mask. And even Luffy says that the mask is scary. And we actually get revealed that it's Fukurokuju's rival is Raizo of the Mist. The samurai and the strongest sumo wrestler, Yokozuna Kawamatsu. And they realize, yes, the old man really is Hyogoro of the Flowers. And if all these people are here, then who in the world is Luffy? Who's this one guy that's able to stand with just these legends to them? Like, to them, these are the ultimate fighters. You haven't heard them in 20 years, and now here they're standing in front of you. Raizo actually somehow looks kind of cool. Never thought I'd say that. The men start running away because they want to threaten Kaido. Before they can even start going, Kiku has the best line in the whole thing. She says, "No. All that have seen us must now be silenced." And she's going to go out, I guess, and murk everyone in there. Like I said, Wano has been amazing. I can't wait to keep on doing it. Definitely going to keep reviewing it. Why not? It's pretty fun. I like doing it. So I hope y'all like listening to it. I'll see y'all next week. Or I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. And I'm also going to do a My Hero review, so I guess I'll see you in a little bit. Bye.